Hey guys, we're outside today. To be honest, I have here a Suint fleece that I put on probably a month and a half ago. I meant to get back to it in another week, but then I went traveling and life happened, and it's just been sitting here fermenting in my backyard. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what awaits me in this container, and it could be really bad. So we're gonna find out together. It might be really, really gross, in which case I may not post this video at all, but if I do, be warned, there might be gagging. I don't know. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on some little gloves. You can see how the grass has grown up around the container. That's how long it's been sitting here in my backyard. I'm terrified, honestly. This could be the grossest thing I've ever seen, and in which case I don't know what I'm going to do to get rid of it, but let's find out. Oh, the things I do. Sometimes, guys, sometimes I wonder about myself. All right, I'm moving this way. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Well, it doesn't smell yet, but I haven't disrupted it either. Oh my. That is disgusting. But it doesn't smell at all. So I'm guessing something went wrong. So let's fish this out of there. It's like black and slimy, possibly rotted. I don't know. Oh, there's some poop. We're gonna throw that out. All right, well, let's see what happens. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Still not smelling anything. Maybe I've got COVID and I've lost my sense of smell. I don't think so, guys. I test regularly. Oh, there's the smell. Okay, yep, now we got it. No worries. All right. I just had to disturb the bottom, apparently. That's where the smell is living. All right. Fair enough. Oh, this is just gross. But I gotta say, the fleece still looks intact, so that's a good thing. I thought for sure it would have rotted by now, but it looks all right. All right, I think we fished out 90% of it. Now, normally with the Suint bath, once you've got it started, you would just reuse it. But I don't think I'm going to reuse this, so I'm going to dump it in my garden and just get rid of it, because apparently I'm not going to use Suint baths. I forget about them, and it's probably a bad thing. So I will get rid of this, and then I'm just going to rinse the fiber with some cold water from the hose, get that rinsed out real well, and put it up to dry, and we'll see if it comes back from this lovely black color we got going on here, because that's pretty disgusting. So I'll see what I can do. Next you'll be seeing me rinsing the fleece, and we'll go from there. Okay, bye-bye. All right, so it's all rinsed out. It's still this dingy color, which I'm hoping will scour out, but I'm gonna let it dry before I scour it. So I'm gonna put this into a drying rack and I'll be back when it's dry. See you then. Final thoughts on the fermented suint method. Now, I would probably run this experiment again, but because I was away for a lot of the summer, you know, I wasn't able to supervise as closely as I would have liked. So what we ended up with was, this was our first one that was in there for about 5 days. Now this has been scoured afterwards, but you can see the tips are still, a lot of them are still gummed up with stuff. It's almost like the lanolin just redeposited in the tips and made this icky stuff. But it did scour up. You can't see it on camera, but it does have a bit of a gray cast to the fiber even after scouring. It's not very bad at all, honestly. That little bit of a cast only seems to be in certain spots, and I'm certain after processing it further, like spinning and washing and whatever, that would go away. One other tip is, if you're going to scour your fermented suint fleece, wait until it dries. The smell does go away once it dries. It mostly smells like wool. It's not that bad, really. But if you scour it well before it's had a chance to dry down and get rid of that smell, it will be reactivated. Oh, it's horrible. All right, so just an FYI. So this is a chunk that was in there for weeks, and it has not been scoured. I took it out, rinsed it, and put it to dry. Now look at, I mean, the overall fleece has this gray cast to it, but I'm assuming that will come out either in the scouring or when you further processed it. But look at, remember dirty tips going in? Look at them now. And when I'm touching it, it does have a little lanolin in it. Like you can feel a little bit of it, but nowhere near what was in it to start. And like these are the dirtiest tips. And you've seen what dill looks like. Like, look at how clean they came. So it honestly did a really amazing job for such a stinky process. So what I want to do is I just want to comb up some of this. So again, this is the one that was in there probably for a month or more. Oopsie, I got busy. And then was just pulled out, rinsed, and set to dry. So I'm going to comb some of this up without removing any more of the lanolin. And we're going to see how it works up. My nails look weird because I was dyeing without gloves. My health is fine. That is just literally dye that I haven't been able to get off my fingernails yet. My fingers were green too, but look at, they came up nice and clean. My fingernails will clear soon, I hope. Okay, let me adjust the camera. We're going to comb some of this up. 1 second. All right, here's our little chunk of fleece. Just grab my mini combs. And we're just going to do a quick little sample. Like, the fleece looks so good. Now, obviously, like I said, there's still lanolin in it. I can feel it. It does make it a little bit sticky. But if you like to spin in the grease, which I honestly have not really tried, but I really should. Well, here we go. This would be a really good method for you. Just poke some of this on. Just trying to get the longer locks here. Now, the fleece did come out like completely tangled and disheveled, but that's because I just kind of dumped it in and swished it around and mucked about with it. You could probably lay it in there pretty friendly like if you wanted. Now, this has been outside, so it does have a little bit of dampness from the dew as well. But that's like was fully dried before I'm doing any of this. I keep a lot of fleeces outside on my drying rack and forget to bring them in. Because, you know, I've always got so many things on the go. Let's have a comb at this and see how it turns out. Now it is kind of sticky and those tips are still a bit stuck together, but they're opening up really quick and easy. Now again, when I'm combing towards myself, I'm not pushing this way. I'm insert and then pull away from me. So I'm not really being dangerous. Be careful. If that's not how you comb your fleece, do not comb towards yourself then, okay? Because I don't want anybody stabbing themselves in the guts with these really pokey tools. They're great for home defense. There's our first pass. And I can definitely feel the lanolin in it. When I'm trying to push it up, it's definitely sticky. But not hugely so, considering it hasn't been scoured at all. And this is a high lanolin fleece. It's actually pretty darn good. There's our second pass. Now we are going to have a lot more waste because it is sticky from the lanolin, but I'm expecting that. I think we'll do one more pass because I still see a little bit of tangles in there. So we'll just get those out. You can even hear how having that in the grease definitely makes it a little more crunchy in the combing. All right. Oh, yeah, really sticky. There we go. So we ended up with this much waste and this much combed because of that stickiness. So it definitely needs a scour afterwards unless you're really patient and don't mind battling the grease. I suppose you could just flick the locks open as you spin and that would make it easier. Oh, look at yeah, it's definitely sticky. But considering it's a really high lanolin fleece and it hasn't been scoured at all, it's actually quite lovely. But look at how clean those fibers are from that fermented suint method. I'm thinking for fleece like dill, if I had the time and the supervision, I would definitely, I mean, we're into September now, so I've missed my window, but I would definitely use this method for a fleece with tips like that. So just remember, this is the kind of mess we started with, and these ones are some of the cleaner tips. A lot of them go all the way down to here, and they're just matted with dirt. So it went from that to that in the fermented suint method. Like, it did actually an amazing job. So if you're not icked out by smells, it's actually a very good method. Just let it soak long enough, because the first ones I soaked did not come out this clean. This is much better. And once I scour it, it'll be even better still. See? We got fluffies. Relatively clean fluffies. They do have a bit of a gray cast, but I think that'll either wash out or I'll just dye it out. Either or, with a 9-pound fleece that is going to take so much work, this is just game-changing. Absolutely game-changing. So no surprise, history has shown us that there is a very great method of doing a low water washing of fleece with the fermented suint method. So it does smell. If you can handle swamp mud, though, you can handle this. I have neighbors close by, and I did it anyways in my backyard. The smell dissipates relatively quickly, so it wasn't like I gassed them out for a week or anything. We have skunks in the neighborhood. Who's going to notice? So I'm not worried about doing it in town. Once you dump the water out, the smell goes away relatively quickly, and it's really good for your gardens. So if you have the opportunity and a dark bin, some water, I'd say give it a try. I mean, why the heck not? It works surprisingly well. It's a little bit like magic. So I hope you enjoyed this little adventure of mine. If you like this, do the stuff down below, because I do stuff like this all the time. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.